We are finally getting a really good event in Pokemon Go. You do not want to miss out on this one. Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day and welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Alright, so we're finally getting a really solid in-game event in Pokemon Go, and I think this is all worth talking about. So, in the end of January, we're going to be getting a Team Go Rocket Takeover event, and we're also going to be seeing the debut of a new Shadow Legendary, and this is one that actually matters. So, if you're holding on to Super Rocket Radars, now is the time to actually use them. But real quick, let's go over the details for this event. The Taken Treasures event is going to start on Saturday, January 27th at 12 o'clock a.m. local time, and it's going to go until Thursday, February 1st at 11:59 p.m. local time. During this event, we're going to see the debut of Varoom, and its evolved form, Revaroom. Unfortunately, you will only be able to get this Pokemon from 12-kilometer eggs at the start of this event, so you won't be able to find this in the wild, and it's going to require you to do a lot of Team Go Rocket battles. But fortunately, there's actually a couple of event bonuses that will allow you to do just that. During this event, you're going to see an increased amount of Team Go Rocket battles appearing in Pokestops and in balloons, and like all Team Go Rocket Takeover events, you're going to be able to use charged TMs to remove frustration off of your Shadow Pokemon. That is a pretty big deal because that bonus allows you to use a lot of Shadow Pokemon for PvP and raid battles, and it's one of those bonuses you will definitely want to never ignore. Now, this is the most massive part about this announcement. We will now be able to get Shadow Kyogre from battling Giovanni using Super Rocket Radars. This is a big deal because this Pokemon is set to be one of the most meta-relevant Shadow Pokemon, and you will definitely want to make sure you pick up a bunch of them. My suggestion is that if you have a bunch of Super Rocket Radars saved up, then you should definitely use them for this particular Pokemon. It's going to be a long time before we see a meta-relevant Pokemon like this with Giovanni battles, so now is the time to use those Super Rocket Radars. Now, making its debut in 5-star Shadow Raids, we are going to have Shadow Ho-Oh. This Pokemon is incredibly powerful, so if you want to get yourself a really good one with possibly good IVs, then make sure you go out and raid those 5-star Shadow Raids. Now, with this event, we're going to see a shakeup of what Shadow Pokemon you can come across within Grunt battles as well as Leader battles. The following Shadow Pokemon are now going to be obtainable: Shadow Corphish, Shadow Snorunt, Shadow Chimchar, Shadow Piplup, Shadow Croagunk, Shadow Dwebble, and Shadow Ferroseed. Now, out of all these, I would say that both Shadow Chimchar and Shadow Piplup are certainly interesting, especially Shadow Piplup because it evolves into Shadow Empoleon, and that's a Pokemon that can be really good in PvP. So I do suggest that is one you should go after this event starts. Now, spawning in raid battles, we're going to have Alolan Rattata, Alolan Meowth, Alolan Grimer, and Galarian Zigzagoon in 1-star raids, and then we're going to have Weezing, Galarian Weezing, Tyranitar, and Bombardier in 3-star raids. And then in Shadow Raids, we're going to have Shadow Alolan Sandshrew, Shadow Murkrow, Shadow Pineco, and Shadow Croagunk in 1-star Shadow Raids. And then we're going to have Shadow Scyther, Shadow Skarmory, and Shadow Golett in 3-star Shadow Raids. Now, obviously, Shadow Scyther and Shadow Skarmory are the big standouts, considering that Shadow Scizor and Shadow Skarmory are going to be really big menaces in PvP. You will definitely want to pick up these particular Pokemon. And like I mentioned before, Varoom is going to be added to 12-kilometer eggs. I really do think that having a lot more Pokemon exclusive to 12-kilometer eggs is not necessarily a good thing for Pokemon Go, considering that hatching these eggs requires an insane amount of effort, and there's a lot of RNG behind getting this specific Pokemon. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, I do like that they're adding more incentives to hatching 12-kilometer eggs, because right now it's not as exciting hatching these particular eggs. Now, during this event, we're going to have the following Pokemon as field research encounter rewards. We're going to see Ekans, Zubat, Koffing, Paldean Wooper, Hisuian Quillfish, Poochyena, Sableye, Croagunk, Scraggy, Marini, Bruxish, and Nimble. Something else to keep in mind is that during this event, you're going to be able to get mystery components, charge TMs, and fast TMs from field research rewards. So this is going to be a great way for you to get a lot of Team Go Rocket leader battles in, and you do not want to miss out on that. Now, during this event, there's going to be Pokestop showcases that's going to be themed around various event Pokemon. Make sure you save up all of your XXL Pokemon that you come across during this event because you will want to win those Pokestop showcases for those really good rewards. There's also going to be event bundles in the Pokeshop as well as the Pokemon Go web store. It doesn't seem like these are going to be any good deals, but if you want to get Rocket Radars, then yeah, these will be worth purchasing. And then finally, there's going to be a paid timed research once again. It's going to be for $5 USD or the equivalent currency in your area. and it's going to award you with Stardust experience, 1 incense, 1 incubator, 3 silver pineapple berries, and more. There's also going to be encounters with event-themed Pokemon, as well as a new event-themed avatar pose. And personally, I actually like this pose. It makes your character look kind of smug, and I like the fact that it is very simple and not so dramatic. So what are my overall thoughts regarding this event? Well, first and foremost, Shadow Kyogre. That is extremely hype. That is a Pokemon that I've been looking forward to, and finally I have a reason to use my Super Rocket Radars. I'm really excited to see what implications this Pokemon will have on Pokemon GO. There's going to be a huge shakeup when it comes to the Water-type meta, and it's definitely going to be one you will want to prioritize. Also, the return of Shadow Ho-Oh in Shadow Raids, that's a pretty big one as well. Considering that it is one of those shadows that a lot of players missed earlier on, I think this Pokemon is going to be impactful as well. I feel like for the longest time, there really hasn't been that strong of an incentive to do Shadow Legendary Raids, but this time we are getting ourselves a really good Pokemon from Shadow Raids, so I think a lot more players are going to do them on the weekends. I'm really looking forward to that because Shadow Legendary Raids are a great form of content in Pokemon GO. It's just that having the legendary birds constantly every weekend is not necessarily that exciting, but Shadow Ho-Oh on the other hand is really exciting, so I'm looking forward to that. And then finally, I'm really excited about the Shadow Pokemon that we're getting from Team Go Rocket Battles. I think this lineup is going to be really good, and I'm really hoping that Shadow Piplup is going to be one from the Team Go Rocket leader battle so that we could get the shiny Shadow version. I'm guessing it's not going to be that, and it's going to be part of the Grunt rotation, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm still looking forward to this event. But in any case, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding this event down below in the comments. What in particular are you looking forward to when it comes to this event? Is there a particular Shadow Pokemon that you are excited about? Definitely share what it is and why in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. If you ended up finding it to be enjoyable and insightful, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Now I want to give a quick shout out to all my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then make sure you go and check out the links in the description below. For every single member of my Patreon family, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way within Pokemon GO, like with remote raids or the friendship system, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. Also, if you want to support my channel without spending any money, you could always do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula, and I'm on the platforms that you see on your screen. And that's it for this video. I am Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.